So everybody had a chance to look at the minutes from July 19th, last week? Yeah, we did. I make a motion, we accept the minutes. Okay, motion carries, thank you. Rex, you still have that. Yeah, we're signing it. Sign it, okay, very good. All right, Tony, what did you have for us today? Okay, first I have the payroll AP claims, which of course are the benefits and so forth that we have to give you after payroll is done. And that is in the amount of $295,463.79. $295, $463.79. All that good stuff. Good. Go on to the motion. Unless you got any questions on that. I'll make a motion. Second. Motion carries. Yeah. Next I have the weekly Allied health insurance claims, and that is in the amount of $62,558.43, $62,558.43. Medical was $14,506.31. Pharmacy was $48,052.12. Actually, you can sign that. All right. I didn't say. This. So she has it for you. So I'll have it for you. Make a motion, we accept. Second. I can say it. Motion carried that we to accept the payroll claims. And the medical claims, I'm sorry, we've already. Yes, medical claims. I'm only one here. Sorry. With that, I had, just for your information, I emailed you the amount of savings I'm checking for health insurance. You should have gotten that. And that came from Kathy in Ed's office. So just to show you what's in there.
Rex, do we want to take a look at that balance and see if we want to do anything? Or
I would
on the
health insurance balance.
health insurance balance?
No, run away a little bit. That's right.
Okay.
We could still have some big claims coming in.
Okay.
I would rather we need to keep it better way. Until you know.
I think we need to keep it where it is, Stan.
Okay.
You know, I think maybe as we get closer to the end of the year, we'll put a little bit more of a handle on it. We can discuss that.
Just keep in mind, the council can still do something with that at budget time, right? And they did last year. So be aware of that.
Yeah.
Or they put some out.
All right.
Okay. And the final thing that I have is the animal shelter report that I passed out to all of you. Here's yours. That's this one. Looks like that is for the month of June. Had some adoptions out and.
Are these dark lines highlighted or are they intended to be
They're highlighted.
Okay.
I think $49 was paid on July 19th.
Trying to look as far as how
to make a motion, Stan, we'll go ahead and enter the report into the minutes.
gotcha.
I'll second. This is what the Heisers bring over.
So I'm trying to read this as far as how many animals we currently have.
Well, if you look under still have, down towards the bottom,
Still have, there we go.
they should still have 5.
Gotcha.
3 dogs, 2 cats.
Very good.
Okay, motion carries to enter the animal shelter report into the record. Okay. And that is all that I have. Okay, thank you, Tony. Okay, Brad?
Good morning.
Well,
I don't have much either. We'll see here.
all right.
I've got 3 permits. And they're all from Indiana and Michigan.
They taking out poles again?
Yep. I guess they're rolling one of them this time, so. So on County Road 200 East between 100 and 200 North, they're removing and replacing 2 poles, so basically putting in 2 new poles. On 200 East, the next resolution be between 100 South and 200 South, removing and replacing 3 poles. And then the last one, on 000, between 550 South and Highway 218, they're installing equipment to implement their CBR scheme. But when I look back here, there's, again, a little more back here. It's an upstream device station breaker, so basically an inline voltage monitor. So not that they're going to be doing anything with poles, they're going to be adding equipment.
I see.
Yeah.
Adding equipment on existing poles.
Yes. Yep. And that is it.
Very good, we might as well take them all together.
And that's why I figured they're all Indiana, Michigan.
Yeah.
Yep, they're all Indiana, Michigan.
Okay, I'll make motion to accept. Second. All right, motion carries. Thank you, Brad.
So then while you guys are signing these, it feels going good.
Good.
We've only had 1 rain day so far, and it all worked out. I think Betsy told me we were at 25 miles at the end of last week, and we're looking to shoot for 80. So yeah, it's not going bad. We're finally getting in our biggest portion of the county where most of it's going to be done. So it's went well. Things are really good. Weather's cooperated for the most part. So
Well, I came up 400 from Pueblo yesterday. That sure looks nice.
that'll look a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clear that road.
Yes. And that's, yeah, we're keeping an eye on that to make sure. But yeah, right now it looks really good. All the roads they've done look good. And then just one other kind of an update, we've had some people ask about the mowing. We cut it out just doing intersections, but our last mowing, we are going to do the whole pass. Get everything knocked down, before winter comes. So actually good. The first couple weeks of chip seal, we were down a couple trucks, but those are fixed now. And all the trucks are running, equipment's doing well, so.
Yeah. Now, how often do you do that with your trees coming out of those first cutting up?
Oh, like or that, yeah, we'll do that normally that's in the spring, when we actually have the mower attachment on, because then in the fall, we have a ditching wheel that'll clean out the bottom of the side ditches. So yeah, in the spring, we'll hit that pretty good, and then once we're done with that wheel, depending on the weather, we might go back out with it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing too, that makes a big difference. A lot of people don't like it when we do it, but just for the safety, the view of people coming out of the drives, and that makes a big difference. So, yeah, that's a spring thing when we're mowing. Anytime the mowers are running, that's out mowing, so.
Do you put anything out to the farmers as far as cutting, going down on corners?
No,
They just do that on their own.
they just do that on their own. Last year never had really a problem. The year before, there was a couple I would ask, and they were really good about it. They go out and cut it back. This year, I don't know if you've noticed, a lot of the corn's shorter anyhow, it seems like,
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
And that's all I have.
Okay. Any questions for Brad? Okay, thanks, Sean.
All right, so that's number to use. 1211, that's mine. They'll answer. Yeah, right.
I would.
Good, how are you guys?
Good.
basically just have some updates for you, let you know kind of what's been going on here. I did receive the prints. I was waiting on them for the openings in the hallway. Finally received them yesterday afternoon. So I did get those.
So they've got specs.
Yep. We got it.
Good.
So I'll be able to go forward with that. That's what we needed. Talking about that hallway, there's new lighting down that hallway now too. If you get a chance, go look at it. It's pretty nice. It's nice and bright. That happened yesterday. I've been replacing, I don't want to say several, but quite a few belts in our air handlers, just because it's running. Never stops.
How do you know if it's running? If the bells ain't squeaking.
Yeah. Believe me, they'll let you know when it's warm in there. That's how you know. Yesterday morning, myself and Gene Blakey met with, it's called Everpar.
Remember you talking about them?
So we met with him yesterday about the generator. Good meeting. Good. I mean, hopefully by the end of the week, I'll have the size and some pricing of that.
Wow,
Because it's only by maybe Friday I would get that. So hopefully I can present that to you next week.
So is Gene familiar with them, or was he, seem like he had confidence in talking to them?
Gene, we had been talking to Shamball, and Shamball recommended this. Just, I don't know what the reasoning was. I just didn't get anywhere with companies. I don't know why. I never got that. We'll see what they get. At least we'll have something in front of us.
Yeah.
The elevator, I still have not gotten a quote from that company, Otis. So if I have to, I'll move on from that.
You've got 2 quotes though already, right?
Other than that, the everyday thing, that's what I had to report to you. Is what's happening. But you guys,
If we replace that generator, I should say when we replace that generator, will it go back down in the basement again?
no. The location of that, it'll be outside. And we'll have to make some decisions on that. The place that I'm looking at is out here by where the handicap access is on the east side of the building where the gymnasium is, where the alley is, and in between there. It seems the footprint there would work for that type of application right there. And that would be enclosed there. According to what size we may want to go with as far as fuel tank, that could change. Another thing that we'll have to discuss when that time comes is the sound of that generator. They have like a rating of 1 and a rating of 2. I asked him, give me an example.
Yeah.
It may be a semi running in that alley with a semi at 1,800 RPMs. That's how loud it would be. But it could be condensed. It's just something, obviously more money, but surrounding houses, different things is something that we'll have to discuss.
What would be the reasoning to put it outside instead of where the old generator is?
The size of it and the way that it'll come in, this one here is going to be a good size generator.
Okay, so, I mean, we literally couldn't get it into the basement.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Did you check it with Generac?
That's what they do with
16. Oh,
industrial.
Thanks,
They're
Brandon.
called Everpar, but they're Generac.
Oh, yeah, but they're not natural gas, they're diesel.
They do have natural gas.
problem with natural gas, and talking to him again, and I was doing some research on this. Our supply line coming in the building wouldn't be big enough. I mean, we'd have to do some changes there.
But would that be, better to redo the plumbing
Well, the thing
than
about
having
it
a fuel
is,
tank sitting out there?
the other problem with that is we would suck so much of that gas that I don't know what it would do for the neighborhood. So there'd have to be some substantial changes if we were to do that. And that's what he was inviting on us yesterday. Yeah, I didn't know either, Steve. It made sense to me.
But the other thing, if we went to a natural gas generator, it would have to be a bigger generator
Oh, it would be substantially,
and more expensive.
yes.
They're quieter though.
Not necessarily, I asked them that. So there would have to be some different changes going on with that from our utility trying to, but great question, because we asked it too.
So you could put a couple of glass packs on there.
Yeah. So,
Well, it sounds like we're making good progress on those projects.
keep floating away on it here, we'll see if we, let's hope we have that elevator, another one of those elevators for you, but I just don't have it yet.
Yeah.
Where did that second quote come in at?
It was
Schindler's quote was just
It
a
was
little.
it was a little over that 100. Theirs was 99.
Little under.
Yeah, they were about $400 on it.
Yeah. Which I like that, for a couple different reasons. It's American made. They do have techs right in this area.
Schindler, this is Schindler,
Schindler does too, but
or the other one.
the American elevator.
Oh, I see.
It's American made, parts are right here. And that is who City Hall, that is who they use too. Right. Not that,
That might prove to be more and more important as time goes
So
on.
if we don't get anything from Otis, I mean, we gotta put a deadline on it. If you haven't received anything within a couple of weeks, let's just go.
I'll search for another one. There has to be another one. I'll do my best to try to find another.
Do we need 3? If we've tried,
Oh, Mark, if we can only get 2,
yeah,
we have to deal with it, right?
try to get 3, but if you only get responses from 2, then we'll have to deal with
But I
it.
will.
We've been trying to get 3.
I will call them again. Matter of fact, when I get it.
Currently, the elevator is working okay right now.
Yep. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Well, I guess I would suggest that Rick call Otis back up, and say this, we gotta have it in by this date. If we don't have it, I'll.
Yeah, you just send an email or something and just that way we document that we reached out, we tried to get.
and I have, I just haven't.
I mean, they've done the research, right? They've got all the information.
Well, they've not. There also come in as it came and looked.
Oh.
You know, through those 3 companies, actually Otis was the first, just being on sheer paper. I called them first. I did speak to them. We'll set up a time for them. That has not happened. I think I called them back a week or 2 later. Hey, I haven't seen you yet. Did I miss you? And then the next company was Schindler. And then the other company, the last company I called was American Elevator. Well, American Elevator was here first and gave us the first quote. Even though they were the last that I had called.
What do you think? Give them 3 weeks? Give them time to get down here and do the research. If they haven't done it within,
We don't have anything like in August, boom.
Do you want me to try to find another one beside them too? If someone comes, it wouldn't hurt. We had 4.
well, you can try.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
I would give Otis, what, can I give them the end of August?
August, and then we're gonna
Look at the end of August. They don't reply without a picture.
If you reach out to another company, you might want to let them know that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you have 3 weeks to give me a bid or.
Yeah. All right. Okay, thanks, Mike. Thanks a lot, Rick. Okay, Ed? Sorry.
Morning, Helen.
Morning, yeah.
Mine is short and sweet. Everything's going well in the office. We're just out of 99% collected for spring. We're at 98.78. So we'll be right around the same numbers we were last year, which I'm very happy about. Next week, I will not be at the meeting here. We have our County Treasurers Association Conference. Both Kathy and I are going to that.
Don't you think this is more important?
This is very important. See, I just wrote down 51 weeks out of the year. I'm doing a lot of time, man. So Kathy and I are going to this. Jim and Deb will be taking care of the office, and we're going to be in good shape there. I have a unique situation. Speaking of Kathy, I had contact from Jay County and the county treasurer there, who is Paula Miller. And she's asking if we can allow Kathy to come down to Jay County and to give them some additional training. This happened quite a few years ago when Rex was treasurer with Grant County. And Kathy was getting a very good reputation around the state as being the first deputy that really knows what she's doing. And of course, they're right next door. Through a series of events, their county treasurer has been put in there with very little training. She's been seasonal, she's been second deputy, first deputy, and now county treasurer. Those all happen real fast. And she's very upset. I don't know everything I need to know. But she wants to train her first deputy, and so they can all sit together, so they can all get some additional knowledge. It's only going to be for a couple of weeks total. Might be spread out over 3 or 4 weeks, but a couple days here, 3 days here. I talked to Rex because this happened the same during Rex's tenure with Grant County, and it worked out. And Rex, you might, if you know,
Basically, what I did was State Board of Accounts had recommended Grant County calling our office, and then, because they knew Kathy's reputation. So I just kept track of the travel time, travel expenses, payroll taxes and everything, and just charged them what the cost was to do it. We paid it, regular salary here, and then I just sent them an invoice, made one up, sent them an invoice and got reimbursed for actual expenses. Didn't, no profit off of it at all. Just, how was Kathy feel about that? Is she okay with it?
she's actually, she feels good that they've asked her.
Good.
And yeah, she wants to help if she can help. She doesn't want to be there 5 days a week. She wants to do it a couple days and then let them work on their own a couple days, and then maybe, on Monday, Tuesday, Friday situation, or, something like that over a 2 to 3, maybe 4 week period. But it should only be a couple of weeks total. I don't know if you guys need to vote on that. I'm not sure.
Motion on that.
Oh, I mean, we can make it a matter of record if you want to.
Sharon, was that anything that considered a contract, one of our employees out to another county? Is that anything from an employment standpoint that we
It
would
wouldn't necessarily be a contract. It would
It's
just
not a
be what Rex
have a
said.
contract?
We would still pay her her normal salary. She would have to clock in and clock out for all hours that she's actually working. And then we would have to divide out the hours that she actually spent in Jay County, and we would bill them for her, including FICA and travel time.
Okay, so really there's no,
How would she actually clock in or out?
We can talk about that.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. But she's actually looking forward to the opportunity to help if you guys let her do so.
And it's built good relationships with the county.
yeah.
Maybe help.
Yeah.
Correct.
And
So,
that's all I have.
very good. Thank you, Ed. All right, Mr. Thad. All right. Time for your song and dance.
Song and dance. I won't take my time, it'll be quick and simple. Did you guys pronounce that flyer that I gave you, an email, did that come through? I'll give you another.
I don't know that. I read it.
Okay. So my name is Jamie Tharp. I represent GovGrant.in. They're a grant writing service based out of Fort Wayne. What it is that, there's trillions and trillions of dollars out there the federal government released. How do we get it, right? How do we get it? What time do we take to get that money, right? So what we're providing is that service to find and locate the grants for you and apply for those grants for you, okay? What I've done with another community, St. Joe, was give me your laundry list. What are your goals? What would you like to achieve this year, the next year on projects, some of theirs was trails, one was a mural, one's some sidewalks, some different things like that, right? So we go out and we find what grants match their needs, right? So when we're talking about grants, there's stuff for the law enforcement community, there's stuff for your county highway, right? I live in this county too, so it'd be great, if we could get some of that money that's coming that doesn't really cost us a whole lot, right? I would be the liaison between you and the grant writing service so that if we need something, like if you're getting a new truck or whatever that is, that, hey, we got to get that bid information from you. You need to go bid that truck because I don't know what Mr. Yoder would want for spec on a truck, right? But then he could get that to me and we get it to the grant writer so they can put it inside the bid, right? So things like that, we basically assist you all the way through that grant service, part of that. In front of you, what I handed you are two options. Option A is $40,000 fee. We write 8 grants for a year. So if you guys come on, let's say August, we write through August of next year, we write 8 grants for you. Okay. The other one, it's 20 grants. It's $2,500 retainer fee on it, and then it's 20% administration fee on the grant you're awarded. So if we apply for a grant and you don't get it, then we don't get paid either. Okay, so you have a $2,500 initial investment on that one. We write 20 grants again, August through August, or whenever you decide that, hey, we want to do this. Like I said, it's only awarded on the ones that work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, kind of simple. There's not a whole lot of, it's some of it's matching grants, some of it's just regular grants. I know you're just listening a little bit. There's money out there their ag. I mean, there are USD grants out there for the farmers. There's different grants that applies for infrastructure. I mean, they're just, what I looked at this morning, I think just in Indiana alone, it's like 319 grants out there. Okay. And I just kind of looked through that briefly. I tried to look through a little bit to find some old notes for the minutes for some of the meetings to see what you guys were working on, just kind of get a little background with it. I didn't quite see them on there for the last couple of months. So, but yeah, it's a unique opportunity that the company I work with is GovGrant.in. They're kind of new, but they hired retired teachers, current teachers and stuff like that to write their grants for them. We've got some doctors on the boards and things because
People that know how to write.
People that know how to write grants and are critical on writing, right? So it's not just somebody, right? So questions?
On that option number 1, where you got 8 grants, $40,000, doesn't make any difference what size grants that you write then, so it's 40,000 flat.
Right, flat, correct. So if we get you 8 grants, those total $10 million, it's 40,000. Yep.
I must say we need to look at the
300.
contract and send it to me and Tony,
Okay.
and then Tony can make sure they get a copy too. I'll give you my email address.
My email at the bottom there, but I'll give you my card too. So.
Thank you.
I think for me, sometimes the thing with grants is I don't know what I don't know.
Right, right. Yeah, and it's, I was talking to Chief Deputy Bear back there, and he's like, man, or no, it was Mr. Bear back there. You open them up, you look at them, it's like, holy cow, what does all this look
Well,
like?
you say you got there's 314 in the state of Indiana.
Mhm.
And I mean, how do we know which, I mean, there might be some out there that we don't even know anything about.
Right.
That would be applicable.
Right.
I mean, how do we get that, do you give us that information or how?
Yeah, we can do it that way. But like I said, the easiest way is what applies for you guys, right? What projects are you looking to do? Future projects.
That's one. This is unusual because there's not that many county homes in the state.
Right.
Anything for county homes.
Yeah.
We really wouldn't do that at all.
So you have to get creative with some of them, right?
Certain programs.
If there's programs that they're in place inside that county home,
Right.
yes.
Right.
Right? I mean, you're not.
Mental health.
Correct. There's a lot of mental health ones. So
Right.
it may not be used for salaries and things like that, but it may be to help with programs, so you can divert that money you're using for that to those other things and come the other way with it. So sometimes, yeah, like I said, sometimes you just gotta get creative. The town of St. Joe, they're a small community. They got 750 is their population up there. They're in the southeast part of DeKalb County. The sheriff's department really don't come out there. She said the sheriff's department told them that since there's no gas stations, there's no nothing, it's kind of hard for their deputies to get out there in the middle of the night because there's nowhere for them to go. So what we've done with them is, I've talked with her and I've talked with the sheriff of DeKalb County, and what we're going to do is put some entry access into their town hall, put some security cameras inside their town hall. It's an old bank building that they're using. There's an office they're not using. So we're going to convert that into a deputy's office for them. So it's an outpost for them. So in the middle of the night, they could have some place to go to the restroom, sit down, use a computer for a while, get out of that car at 3:00 in the morning when it's nothing going on, that you at least get up and stretch and do what you need to do. And then if they have to do an interview, they can do an interview in that outpost, so to speak, for them. So it's getting a little creative with how we can do some of that stuff. But yeah.
We could use money for a new elevator.
There you go. That's contact information.
We got a food bank, maybe that would.
Yeah, I mean, it's, that many grants we can look at, we don't want to write you just a bunch of grants for 1,000 here and 5,000 here.
Right.
I mean, those all help, don't get me wrong, but we want to be where those are manageable for you, those type things. But
Right.
we're talking about, trucks that cost what, 100,000? Right. By the time out to them, 45. Yeah. So, and then body armor, I know you guys just got new body armor recently, but, in 5 years, you're gonna need body armor again. So things like that. So,
Okay, very good.
All right, we'll take a look at the contract and give it some thought here.
we'll get one put up and I'll get it to you guys, and
All right.
we'll do it for both of them. That way you can see, compare apples to apples with it.
Okay.
Take a look. All right. Thank you guys.
Thanks a lot.
Every time. Sure. Yes.
We have copies.
Yeah.
Mr. has to keep track of all just everything we sell on it, she go, because you get a flat fee, you could do 8 grants and you know, it's $3 grand for a. So we're gonna do 20.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem. Sure. Yeah, it's
As we select you on our.
I know.
Some more they really got grants done well, so you know.
It all boils down to how much money you
And we
get.
found out. and That's we all got, that's extremely.
14 grants out there, that's never been a
Because you've got to sign off on all the grants for all our departments to get audited. Yeah. So that had to be like discussed. Yeah, whether they're all state or if you have a federal.
grants.
So, yeah. Shannon, did you have anything for us? Shannon, did you have anything for us?
Because if you take 20% over here.
Yeah.
That's $200,000.
Did you have any questions for Shannon at all? Shannon?
Who is she? Shannon. Shannon's there.
No,
I think Shannon's got some.
See you guys later.
Shannon, do you have something for us?
A job description?
Oh, yeah, I do have stuff.
Yeah, you do. At least that's what you said. That's what you said in your email.
So engrossed one of them.
I don't think I read this thing for nothing.
Somebody else said back there at the super center, and just kind of remember what she said.
So I did send you guys a job description. So to officially announce, we had a resignation in the health clinic of the office manager position. So I updated the job description with Holly, and the only thing that we added was what was highlighted in yellow under education and experience. I talked with Holly and she said that those certifications are not required on day one. They're not required for us to hire somebody, but they have to get them at some point. So I added that little blurb about they have to get them within a certain time frame. So that's all I did.
Do you have a chance to read it?
Did you?
Yeah, I printed it off.
Well, to me, that would seem more appropriate, to give them a little bit of time.
What'd you think? I understood.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
And then you wish I had post this today.
Second it.
Yes, I did it yesterday. So
Frank's
actually, here,
motion,
ask
nice.
for-
I'll make a motion, Stan, to go ahead and accept it as being presented to us.
Okay. Motion carries to accept the job description as presented.
So I'm also here to ask for forgiveness to post that job on Indeed. I did it yesterday technically. I already have 10 applicants, so it's good. I wanted the extra day, so please forgive me, but can I have permission to post that job on the internet? Thank you.
No, I don't know.
No. Yes, and you would walk in and stop her rest. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, one for each. So it's good. I actually got, like I said, quite a few, and I was quite impressed with some of them. So I think we're gonna have some strong candidates to apply for. So
Well, you thought that you would get some response for that particular position, so that's 10?
10 so far. 10 so far. So
What's the cutoff period?
it's technically 7 days, but we typically do 14 days, so it'll be 14 days from yesterday.
Okay.
Every response that we got.
Did you make a motion on that?
Yeah, Rick, you made a motion.
You mean.
Yeah, I did that as far as the posting of the job. I didn't.
Oh, are they separate or are those together as one motion?
Well, they were separate, so I'll make a motion to
Posted.
Thanks very much. The last thing that I had was I updated the COVID-19 guidelines for when an employee is either exposed or test positive. I just matched them to what the CDC has. We hadn't updated ours since summer of last year, so the CDC's updated theirs, so I've updated ours as well. I sent those to you guys last week. Did you have a chance to look over them? Okay, we're good with that, and they can be effective as of today.
I'll make a motion.
Second. Okay.
Okay.
Motion carries. Thank
That's
you.
all I got, I promise.
Thank you.
All right, Mark. What do you have for us?
All right. Resolution 2022-16. Let me print another one of these and send it down to you for review. Let's see. There's 2 of them, so send those down and I've got a couple more coming off here. So this resolution, reaffirms and updates Resolution 2020-1, which was passed by the Board of Commissioners on January 21st of 2020, concerning commissioner support for the right to life. And I don't know, Stan, do you want to just go through and kind of cover it?
It doesn't make any difference if you want to read it, or I can read it either way.
I can read it if you'd like.
You're a good reader.
Well, let's see, 2022-16, which is a resolution of the Adams County Board of Commissioners. And it just says, whereas life is the first declared right in the Declaration of Independence, which our founders affirmed, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And whereas the Board of Commissioners of the County of Adams believes the protection of all human life is important to the people of Adams County, whereas the Board of Commissioners of the County of Adams believes each and every human life is unique, precious to God and humankind, and whereas the Board of Commissioners of the County of Adams believes human life begins at the moment of conception and continues uninterrupted until the moment of natural death, and whereas that Board of Commissioners of the County of Adams believes human life must be protected and preserved, now therefore be it resolved and declared by the Board of Commissioners of the County of Adams that human life, including the unborn, must always be valued and protected, that society must protect those who cannot protect themselves. Be it further resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the County of Adams encourages assistance for women by organizations that help them find health care, helping mothers and fathers who make the decision to parent their child, supporting mothers and fathers who make an adoption plan for their baby, and couples who seek to adopt, and encouraging businesses and schools to provide appropriate accommodations for pregnant women. Be it further resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the County of Adams encourages our state and federal government to protect every human life, including the lives of the unborn. And that's resolved this day, July 2022, which is the 26th day of July. Any questions on that? Very good. So if you want to adopt that resolution, we need to do that. Make it a matter of record, and then we'll make copies and make it available to the press. And then it can be sent to your state legislators if that's what you desire.
Yeah, I would like to see that passed on, because especially in light of the recent Supreme Court decision, well, nullifies the previous Roe v. Wade decision. Maybe on state legislators, attorney general, and governor are going into discussions this week regarding the state laws that control abortion rights. So as we introduce this resolution, I would like to pass this on to our state legislators, attorney general, and governor. So,
Can I make a motion to adopt resolution number 2022-16?
I'll second that.
All right, if you want to just sign the ones that you've got there, and I'll send this one down to you, and then we'll have some copies. Here you go, Tony. Have them sign that.
There you go. We'll change that, right?
We're not signing.
Yeah, Mike, I need to
We
change
need to
it
change these.
to the chairman is Stan.
Yeah, chairman is Stan.
What do I have?
So how do you propose getting it down to? Matt Lehman then, Stan, or what?
I'm just scanning. Oh, yeah, just became chairman, Steve.
Yeah, no.
No, let me make that change. I wrote that.
Let's have a quick election.
So with,
Well, thank you, Mark, for putting that together for us, so we can reintroduce that. Yeah, we'll get it.
everybody, Steve,
Yeah, I know it. Yeah. Or did you want to say this sooner? No?
all right.
Any questions or comments on that?
How are we gonna get that down there? Just send it, or?
I guess you could scan it and email it.
You got an email.
Okay.
Yeah, we can email Owen too.
Yeah, right.
Or I can. think they were taking public comment yesterday and today, but after that, I think they're going. The committee's gonna vote on a couple of bills. One is the abortion restriction, and the other one is the. And I'll make copies of that for you, Stan. We need 2 signed copies of that, Mark said. I don't know if they have some down there, but we need 2 fully signed ones. Okay. Well, these don't have to be returned. You can send those down, I'll throw those away and you can just sign these 2. These are the bad ones. Yeah. Give me all the bad ones. That's just bad. Congratulations on your promotion.
Thank you. Now I'm demoted.
Very last one. Anthony Hayes, what?
Just got to be reasonable.
We had a small taste of the power.
Hey, I got me for that 30 seconds. I got a pay increase. Yeah, 30 seconds. That's right.
How about Dan just takes you to lunch?
All right. You were talking to sheriff.
No, it's on that Dan's process. We had a question on the IT ordinance, the economic development plan ordinance, and then we did adopt that. And so, yeah, it was adopted as an ordinance. We had been looking for a resolution, but it was adopted as an ordinance, June 28th. So, and then I forwarded you another. Do you have that? Do you need that one? I'll take it. Okay. And I forwarded you something further on that Darren Bates. He's corresponding with Fred Van Dorp down at the LGF on that, so that you and Generation help guide the 2 bodies as to what they might need to do. Since, they're taking away the qualified residential property. Red credits are going to have to be distributed somewhere else because Indiana code has changed. So somehow they're gonna have to figure out what happens to the qualified residential property credits, other than apartments, rental houses, things of that nature. Yeah, I've got that. I'll have to read through that and see what changes we
I
can
don't
make.
think-
I'm not sure that Fred has answered that yet. But we're trying to get that answer, and we have time, but this doesn't usually get approved till September anymore. Okay, so before then, we'll need it. And we did some checking on the property down by Red Gold. That conversation with Steve Austin down at Red Gold, and they're supposed to get back to me and see. There was some concern about, they went back and looked in their notes, because that was back in 1999. And they thought the reason that it was, that one parcel was exchanged between them and Adams County was to maintain a 60-foot right-of-way that the fire marshal had required. But I met with Mike William, and so we looked at the deeds and the legal descriptions, and there is a 60-foot easement that was executed and recorded, which I think that satisfies what they're worried about, and we'll have to, verify that. So anyway, we're talking to Red Bird about that, and I think we can get that figured out. The other thing was that small square down there that's, I'm not sure what's there, if it's a big light post.
I was actually down there, I went over there again today.
That's your copy.
It's part of their parking lot.
What's in that square? Is there a light post there or some, it looks like a tower or a structure?
Not anymore. You wanted that conveyor system to go there? I mean, hose, what is this like? Yeah.
Well, that was the square?
Yeah.
Photography.
I had mentioned that too, yeah.
That's what I'll take.
Okay, so I can't see any reason why we worry about that.
Touch me, right?
Like you were saying, I don't see any reason.
No.
You know what, you might call me, I was cutting wood and I had it.
I need something like that.
Yeah, you might want to give him a call back. I think he's, we were checking canyons, Swiss stage. Oh.
What you think about it? That happened. Joey was going.
This Saturday?
there's a lot of people at the state house registry, I wanna wait through all
Let's
this.
see.
You wanna just see if you can email that to,
Usually have these guys after, but then
there's two takes one of them, it's not here. There's.
when is this weekend? This weekend, Saturday? This weekend? The parade is Saturday, right? Saturday.
So, yeah, I better call him the.
So we'll get that.
You need one.
Sheriff, Dan.
I don't think it's a sheriff. Yeah. Yeah, actually, doesn't take it off as a campaign expense. Oh, we've seen the surgeon yesterday. Oh, did you? I'm not like that, man. What did he say?
They're gonna do a new MRI, because the one she had was 2 years old. And insurance requires therapy again.
I signed the ones that Mark has and that I have.
She's already had
Remember it's on one you. It's like you using the show.
for 6 weeks.
Yeah, I would just scan it and send it to them.
He's glad it wasn't even, everything's.
Then they'll know what to do with it.
Just so everybody had to buy it.
That's all I got.
What if you? Oh my God.
All right. Anything from the public? Okay. All right. Anything else, Joe?
That I'm aware of.
Not that I'm aware of.
Motion to adjourn?
So, okay. Meeting adjourned.